Hey everybody, this is Laura with Untitled Typewriters. Thanks so much for watching. Will you give me a thumbs up? Take the time real quick to give me a thumbs up. That would just, I would really appreciate that. So I've got another typewriter today, obviously, and it is a Smith Coronet Electric 12. So this is electric typewriter with manual return that we're going to take a look at. We have painted it in a spa blue. We don't always repaint our typewriters, but sometimes we do. And I love the look at it. It's gorgeous. It just makes me think of the blue of the Caribbean. That's what it makes me think of. Maybe because I'm freezing and wishing I was down in the Caribbean right now. So, okay. Let's take a look at it. So this is going to be really good for, this is the kind of typewriters I suggest for those of you with kids. We get a lot of people who want typewriters for their younger kids. So anywhere from 5 years old to, high school. This is going to be an excellent one, especially those of you who do homeschooling, but, or college students. And actually, if you're an adult and you love it, get it. But this is just one that I like to recommend for those of you with kids. All right, so right here, that's a paper support, which we'll use that in a minute. Margins, you press and drag. So yes, you have to manually set your margins. This is a 12-inch carriage, which means it's large enough if you want to type landscape or portrait, or if you have an 11 by 14 paper, or just, there's a lot of different sizes of papers and even cardstock you can use in your typewriter. So when you have a larger carriage, it just gives you more flexibility. So for those of you who are into crafting, I always recommend getting a 12-inch carriage because you never know. You guys are loaded with ideas. You never know when you have something with a larger paper that you might want to use. So that's the only reason why I recommend crafters get a 12-inch carriage. Okay, so behind the handle right here is the carriage release. You just pull that forward. Nice strong bell that moves the carriage back and forth, and you can do either side, doesn't matter. And then on the right side is paper release. Left side is your line selector, which means when you hit your return handle, because the typewriter does not automatically go to the next line, you have to manually hit the return handle, and it'll advance 1, 2, or 3 lines. Why would you want double or triple spacing? Well, if you happen to be editing what you're typing, it's really good to have double or triple spacing so you can write in between those lines. Okay, let's move this to the left. And the reason I am is because I want to open this top, and I don't want this handle to scratch the top, because the return handle on typewriters, the distance between the handle and the top of the typewriter is minuscule. So if you try to open this, it's going to scratch. So we're going to pop that open. Inside, you'll see we put in a universal ribbon. And now our universal ribbons, oh, I didn't bring it up. So some ribbons have a little grommet at the very end of the spool, and that will auto reverse the ribbon. Ours do not have grommets. Whether they're the pre-packaged universal ribbon that we buy in bulk or the ones that we hand roll, they do not have the auto reverse grommets on them. So you have to manually reverse these ribbons, and to do that, oh, sorry, it's right here. Usually it says rib rev, but that's missing. So you just flip right here. That's your ribbon reversal. And the reason you want to reverse the direction of your ribbon is because when you get to the end of the spool, it's not the end of the ink. There's a lot of ink in there, so you can reverse the direction dozens and dozens of times before you need to change it out. Now, when you do change out your ribbon, you lift it up. Okay, very simple. That's all you have to do, lift it up, and then set in a new ribbon, but make sure black is on top and red is on bottom, and then that it's threaded through these guide wires properly. So there is an up close photo of this area if you click the product listing link. even if this is sold, you can find that photo, just save that photo or bookmark it so that if you have this typewriter and you need to know how to thread your ribbon, it's literally set the ribbon in and then thread it as you see it, making sure black on top, red on bottom. It's that easy, okay? Good. Right here is tab. You can set it, clear it. Margin release, we'll talk about that in a minute. Here's your color selector, red and black, and then this is your on-off switch. So let's go ahead and do our typing demo. Okay, so you just take your paper, and I just use regular copy paper. I'm gonna flip the paper holder up, and you just set your paper right there. And if you want to make sure you load it in the same place every time, then you use this paper guide and you can kind of put it right there. Turn the handle. Make sure the paper goes underneath that bar. And then I like to come up and make sure if it's even or uneven. And this is a little uneven, so that's where this handle right here comes in handy. You pull that forward, that's your paper adjuster, and you just kind of adjust it to where you want it. Make sure you re-engage, and there you go. And I'm gonna double check my margins. I want it pretty narrow, just for the typing demo. And let's turn it on. And yes, some electric typewriters are noisier than others, but they are noisy. So this isn't something you're gonna wanna schlep around to a coffee shop or a cafe, because it's going to be really annoying to the people around you. So if you are going to go to a coffee shop or cafe, do not take an electric typewriter. But this one is pretty noisy, but it's still going to work. Now I have this so close to my stand, I'm going to have a little trouble typing. So let's go. Backspace. Oops. Oh, okay, good. Oh, I'm so glad this happened. If you can tell you can't see anything, it's because it's not typing. You want to know why? Right here, see my color selector? It's not on either black or red. It's stuck in the middle, and so it's not going to do anything. So, put that on black. Let's try this again. There you go. So if you ever have trouble with typing, always check to make sure if your ribbon needs to be reversed, or like what happened to me, if your color selector got stuck in the middle. So this, there's your tab. So this actually types really well, and you could probably type super fast on it. I literally have the camera like right on top of the keyboard here, so I can't get my hands in there very well. So I'm not gonna be able to type super fast, but it's not a typewriter issue, it's a positional issue. And as you notice, so today I didn't put a pad underneath it, which I should have. So I recommend the non-slip pads, especially for electric typewriters, because as you type, you're gonna see it's gonna be shifting everywhere. So we do have non-slip pads on our website. The link is below. And I highly recommend them, especially for electric typewriters. But even manual typewriters, it just really helps protect your table. If you have your typewriter on a nice table, typewriter pads just really do a great job of protecting it. Okay, this is typing very well, and I keep bumping, I'm sorry. It's literally right here. Okay, so there's 3 keys on an electric typewriter that are auto repeat, and so it's the dash, the X, which you can't see in there, and then the period. The auto repeat on the period isn't doing great, but it's there. So anyway, that's the auto repeat. And then also, if you hold the space bar down, it should auto, but okay. So this one does not Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot to show you guys. Let me turn this off for a second. So right here, and that's probably why the speed doesn't. You'll see it's kind of bumpy in here. So this typewriter arrived damaged, and so we had to repair it. And so it's bumpy down here, but you can't really tell that much. But it works. The typewriter works great. It just doesn't have the speed, the power space, and it's bumpy down there. So that's the only thing. So I did price this accordingly. So this is actually a really great price. Okay, let's keep going. So even if you're going to be writing a book, sorry, I can't type and talk very well. This is an excellent typewriter for that, and it's a really great price. So again, sorry that it's shifting so much. I forgot to put a non-slip pad underneath. All right, let's keep typing. So you heard that bell. That bell says, hey, you're at the end of your line. You need to hit the return handle and go to the next line. Now, what if you're in the middle of a word when that bell goes off and you need to keep typing? I'm going to show you. I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so it stops on me. So that's where this MR comes in handy. You hit margin release, and you can keep going, and then hit the return handle. Okay, so this is an excellent typer. Just shifting everywhere. Awesome machine, especially for the price. So this one, the only issues with this one is just a bumpy section underneath the space bar. And no power space. Otherwise, it is great. Oh, so one other thing. The period, is inconsistent. So sometimes you see the period and sometimes you don't. And most of the time you do, but I just want you to know and be completely informed. And again, please get a non-slip typewriter pad. You see what happens when you don't have one. It just, goes all over the place. So you need a non-slip typewriter pad with this. Okay, thanks so much for watching. You all have a blessed day.